Hey, I'm Ben, and I'm on a mission. A mission to uncover what makes South Canterbury not just an amazing place to visit, but an incredible place to live, work, and build a business. So let's find out what makes this place so special. From thriving local businesses to hidden community gems, I'm sitting down with the people who make this region tick. Entrepreneurs, creatives, and everyday legends who call South Canterbury home. Today we're interviewing Gordon Handy, who, among other things, is the president of the Chamber of Commerce for South Canterbury. Was it scary?
It was scary enough that at that stage I also bought my father out. Probably one of the biggest lessons I ever learned was, don't be frightened to ask for advice.
Was there any moments where you were like, this is too much, or was there any really big challenges within the business that you had to overcome?
Many of them.
Now you may be thinking, what does this interview have to do with St. John? Well, you're going to have to watch the interview to find out. What was it? Was there anything that happened in your early childhood or personal life that really drove you to buy or start business?
I think if I think well back at primary school, I remember we had an exercise where we had to try and stand for election for the Prime Minister of New Zealand. And I took that pretty seriously. Now, I don't want that job.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. But I remember doing that, and I don't remember how it ended up, but I do remember, and it was something that I enjoyed doing. So, yeah, probably it was always there that I wanted to do something and be a leader of some sort.
Why did you decide to get into the line of business of Gordon Handy Machinery Limited?
Because I had a machinery background. I knew farming, I knew a lot of farmers, and I also had a passion for John Deere.
Yeah.
We had John Deere on the farm at home, and there wasn't a John Deere dealer here.
Oh, really?
So we actually approached, it was then Dolphin King, my father and I, and we had another chap, Dick Edwards, who was the salesman for us. And we got the agency for Timaru.
Yeah.
And then a few years later we bought Oamaru, and then a few years later again, I was in a meeting in the US, and John Deere said to us, you're either a buyer or seller. So make up your mind, do you want to be part of it or not? So I came home and bought another 4 dealerships on the West Coast in Nelson, Blenheim and Kaikoura.
So you started with the one in Timaru, you bought the one in Oamaru, and then you bought 4, was that all at once? Were they 4 owned by,
Yeah, it was a big move.
Was it scary?
It was scary enough that at that stage I also bought my father out.
Yeah.
Because I said it was too big a risk, and I didn't want to put he was still a farmer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put him in jeopardy in any way, so I'm doing this on my own. I made the call, I'm going to do this. And so yeah, it was a real learning curve for me because I'd been involved in business that scale before. And it wasn't long, and probably one of the biggest lessons I ever learned was, don't be frightened to ask for advice.
Was there any moments where you were like, this is too much, or was there any really big challenges within the business that you had to overcome?
Many of them. And you take any business, and when you grow, it puts a lot of pressure on the whole business.
Yeah.
With people, resources, everything, and it actually does put you under immense pressure.
Yeah.
It's harder to grow than what it is to go down.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun too. And the key is getting the right people around you.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really good about likes of Timaru in particular, there's not many places in New Zealand that you can be sort of an hour, 2 hours max from anything you'd want to do. We've got the sea, we've got the ski fields, we've got water skiing, you've got everything within a couple of hours from here. We've got a good port. It's all here, and we're the midpoint in the South Island. It's a bit of a secret, really. We don't want to, tell everyone.
Yeah.
Because it actually works.
Yeah.
Look, I think, that, as I said before, that the strength is that it's a small community, and we're focused on making things happen.
I was just wondering, is there any specific projects that you want to maybe talk about a little bit?
I think the one we're sitting in at the moment is a classic one. We're at the St John training room in Whitey Road. This is a building which I was very fortunate to be part of, in the fact that many years ago Edward Sullivan set up a trust account for anyone that wanted to donate money to St John.
Right.
And it went into this trust account and it built up over the years, and this is going on for quite a few years. And when the time came that we actually needed a new station here in Timaru, there was enough money there donated by the local people to build this facility, buy the land and build it.
Wow.
So this building is actually totally paid for by the local South Canterbury community. It was built by local South Canterbury builders and it benefits the South Canterbury community. So what a success story for Timaru. And I was lucky enough to be the project manager on that job. So even though I was slightly involved with St John at that stage as well, but to put this building up and get it as an asset for South Canterbury, it was really, really good, really cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Gordon. You're an inspiration. I think you're incredible. If I can do half of what you've done, I'll be a successful man. But to finish, I have 2 final questions for you. First one is, why should I, as a business, join the South Canterbury Chamber of Commerce?
I think you've already answered that question yourself, because you go looking for advice on how to run a business, or who to talk to, or where you get someone to chew the ear off, and that's where the chamber comes in with networking and advocacy, and just striking up relationships with other business owners and people like myself that you can actually talk to. So it's really a networking thing, as well as keeping up to date with legal changes and advice from the government.
And slightly selfish last question. As a young entrepreneur myself and a leader, I'm just starting out. What's one piece of advice that you would give me to help me on my journey?
Never be scared to ask for advice, because it's the same problems that you have as a small business as what we have with a big business. The problem's a bit bigger, but they're very much the same issues. And a lot of the times we've been there and done that, and so never be frightened to ask for advice, and do it early. It's there, it's easy, and it does make a difference.
Thank you so much, Gordon. Really appreciate this. And
pleasure, Ben. Thank you very much.
It's all right. I'm sure I'll see you around. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.